here we are. Vinyl finds 100 and something. I don't know what number it is. Hope you're doing well. I haven't actually done a proper vinyl finds video in a while, where I've sat down and talked about records specifically, and I've done a live stream here and there, and a bit of a themed videos. But yeah, I feel a bit weird about doing one of these because it's the first time in a few months, really. Yeah, I'm probably going to split this into about 3 videos just because there's a lot to get through. I have been buying a fair amount of records, more so than I usually would, I suppose. But yeah, vinyl finds. These sort of videos seem to be my most popular ones. I'm going to just take my time and get through them all. And yeah, I hope everybody is doing really well out there. I have been watching videos quite a bit. I have been terrible at commenting. I've just, to the point where I haven't been commenting full stop, but I've been watching them, which is really lazy, and I apologize. I don't really have an excuse. I just haven't got around to it. But yeah, here we are. It's a rainy Sunday afternoon. We are in the middle of August. Slightly hints of spring earlier in the week. We had a couple of nice days. But yeah, getting through winter, which is always nice. Anyway, records. I'm not gonna drink a coffee today. I'm drinking this thing here, La Croix, which is like Tali and I found these in a supermarket about 4 months ago, and we thought they were just sort of a terrible joke product, because the name and the packaging I think is rubbish. That font makes me cringe. Looks like a bad 1990s or late 1980s design job. But it turns out these are very popular in America. I don't know anything about them, but I've since sort of been drinking them as like an alternative to sort of soft drinks or Coca-Cola, because they have apparently no fat, no calories, no sodium, no carbohydrates, no sugars, and no protein. So it's just sort of a flavored water, I guess. And they're not amazing, but they kind of have a really nice, refreshing feel to them. So what ended up as sort of buying them out of a joke to see how bad they were, I ended up trying them and quite enjoying them. Complete sidetrack there. Anyway, so Tali was in Seattle and Los Angeles last month, so I asked her very nicely, and she was more than happy to go to a few record stores for me. She went to Light in the Attic in Seattle and took some videos, and I was amazed at how expensive some of the stuff was there, so she didn't pick up anything for me. But she did go to Amoeba Records, and she grabbed a few records based on what she wanted to get, I guess. She said she was going to look for some fun Latin music, and she brought back a couple of really cool records. I was amazed. I said to her, "Can you have a look in the world section and send me some photographs?" And she was like, "Which world section?" And I was amazed that there was, a whole section on Indian music, a whole section on Latin, a whole section on reggae or whatever. Like within the world section, there was other sections.
And multiple sections of world music, not just one crate. The Miguel Costa section, but none of the one that you want. Do you want any of these? Now entering the jazz and blues and country section. Overwhelming, no?
Yeah, I was meant to go to Los Angeles also for work. It was going to be for a few days, and it got cancelled at the very last minute. So I was quite disappointed because I was hoping to catch up with a couple of guys, a couple of you guys over there. Such a shame. It's hopefully will happen early next year, but to the point where 4 days before I thought I was going with work, and it was all booked and sorted. And yeah, they cancelled the trip, which sucked. But I am going to Melbourne next week for a whole week, and I am going to go see the Art Ensemble of Chicago, which is amazing. I am so excited for that. Once in a lifetime show, really, to go see those guys. I'm very excited to see Roscoe Mitchell play, because I'm a big fan of his work, and he did an album last year, which I think is really fantastic. So yeah, that's really exciting. So in Melbourne, I've got a record fair in the morning, and then the afternoon, evening is the Art Ensemble show, which is, for me, a perfect day, really. Anyway, so I might try and do a couple of videos while I'm in Melbourne, do like a vlog type thing that I did last year that you guys seem to like quite a lot. We'll see. Anyway, this has been a bit of a ramble, but part of the thing. What else is going on? Not too much, really. I guess for me, the football or soccer season is starting back up again, which is really exciting. I was up at 2 a.m. last night watching my team, Bradford City, who are now being relegated to League Two, play Grimsby Town away. And I could really tell the quality had dropped quite a bit in terms of the football style. But yeah, and then the New Zealand League, or the A-League, Australia and New Zealand League, starts up in a couple of weeks. Is it a week? It's probably October, so okay, maybe more like 6 weeks. But we're getting there, so that's good. Anyway, so yeah, Talia's took some really cool shots of record stores. She went to the Record Parlour and Amoeba and a whole bunch of other ones. Yeah, at that point when she was there, I thought I was going to be coming over as well to LA. So I said, don't go crazy because I'll be there anyway. But she did pick up these two. This one I wasn't familiar with. She said, I liked the name on the cover and it sounded fun. Los Chicos Malos. So this one, apparently the original pressings go for stupid amounts of money. The cool thing about this is it's Latin music, but it's from Colombia. So they sort of mix it up a bit between sort of salsa styles and cumbia styles, and yeah, canto I think is another one. I don't really know specifically, but yeah, this is a really nice, really fun record. You know, it's up there sort of with the Latin stuff on Fanny. I'm terrible at talking about Latin music, but yeah, it's really fun, really solid. It's nothing adventurous, but it just has a really nice, happy, good feel-good vibe to it. Yeah, this is a reissue on Vampy Soul from I think about 2015, something like that. And it came out originally in 1980. So yeah, it's just cool and interesting to hear something that's more from Colombia. Rather, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's that. I really enjoy this. It's cool. It's a good listen. And it is a cool cover, isn't it? It reminds me slightly of the Batsumi album on Matsuri Music. Yeah, really cool. And then she picked up this here, which I've been really enjoying, Culture Clash in New York City, New Yorker. So this is a 2 LP set, 2 LP records of a 4 LP entirety. So there's another one of these with 2 LPs in it too. So the whole premise here, if you haven't guessed already, I guess, is Latin music as it expanded into the 70s and the influences of New York and how Latin music sort of got stretched in different directions. You know, some of these tracks sort of lean more into funk and soul and Latin stuff infused in that. So Joe Bataan is on here, I'm a big fan of. So, you know, he sort of pushed things more, I guess, into a funky soul direction. He has that album called Sal Soul, which is a mixture of salsa and soul music. You know, it's in the title. You've got bands like Stone Alliance who do a lot more funky stuff. There's a whole bunch of weird experimental, almost like music concrete mixed with Latin influences on side 2, which sort of takes off in a different direction. Again, there's one really weird long track, which takes a bit to get into. Yeah, but basically stuff mixing, you know, the tracks that mix sort of like folk music, tracks that influenced a lot more jazz influence, Latin jazz influenced. Yeah, it's a really interesting listening, really diverse. But yeah, it's quite a nice concept for a album or a compilation, I suppose, is taking, you know, the New York melting pot and expanding out into different styles. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, some of the artists on there. Absolutely fantastic album cover as well. So yeah, awesome pick. Thank you, Tali, for picking this up. I really enjoy it. It's good. Anyway, that's that. I should say in this video, I'm going to show some reggae and some African stuff after this. I have shown a couple of these in my live stream from a few weeks ago. And then my next video, I think I'll do a jazz one and what else I've got. So that's coming up. But yeah, this is something I picked up locally for a weirdly cheap price. This is Willie Colon. What is it called? Cosa Nuestra. This is one that I had been aware of for a very long time. Mainly because I think the cover is so memorable. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that a classic Fania album cover? This came out in 1972. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. This is a really top class record, you know. I put it up there in the top releases that I know of on Fania, although I don't know much. Yeah, I managed to find this for $12, thinking that it was going to be absolutely trashed, but the record is in really good shape for what it is, considering a lot of original Latin records are normally completely trashed. I think this is a reissue from a couple of years after original release. Yeah, really good. Trying to use this music to warm up a bit over here in New Zealand. So that's that. The next three I showed very briefly in my live stream, but I wasn't talking too clearly and I was getting very distracted by all the comments. I'm really happy to finally get this absolutely classic record, King Tubby Meets Rockers Uptown. You know, completely memorable. I don't need to talk about this too much. This is some sort of, I guess, Jamaican pressing on Yard Music. I think it's some sort of early or original pressing. It feels like a Jamaican pressing, like it's all a bit crap. The labels are peeling a bit. The print job, I can sort of feel the print job on here and the texture of it. It's, yeah. You know, there's a couple of spelling mistakes on here. Yeah, the quality of vinyl isn't amazing, so, but it has that really powerful dubby sound to it that you just don't, you know, I can't say too much about it, but the early presses of stuff I've heard at friends' houses versus reissues, you know, on this reggae and dub stuff, there's something that gets captured in those early pressings, I think, that I've heard that sounds absolutely magnificent. Same with this thing here. Just I didn't know my speakers could make that sound with the bass coming out of this thing. King Tubby presents the roots of dub. Absolutely wonderful. There you go. All the names. Anyway, yeah, really recommend this too if you don't know this. It's probably a very good place to start with King Tubby, I would say. Really cool. This is one I've been after for a very long time. This is Africa Must Be Free by Hugh Mundell. Really wonderful record. I did pay a bit for this, but it's completely worth it. The vocals here are so smooth and so engaging, and the rhythm and the groove and the power, you know, it crosses into like almost spiritual parts in here. I think this is a really great record. You know, it's seen by many as an essential. This is a original pressing on Message Records. Unfortunately, it has got a bit of a bubble in it, so the record skips at a certain point. But apart from that, it's in fantastic shape. Yeah, absolutely classic. Yeah, really happy to have this. It was a big one for me, so checked off the list. And then the last one I got this week in the mail. So I was doing about last year. I sort of did a bit of research, and I was reading a lot about ethnographic music and I guess world music. I went into a bit of a dive and learning stuff, and I was listening to or reading about and listening to stuff I could find online on the Okora label, Ocora, the French label. and I was sort of really intrigued because I know that the recordings are generally really great quality. They sound wonderful, and they're very, I guess, authentic and true recordings. Usually field recordings or recordings capturing a country's music or an ethnic group's sort of music. So yeah, I've been after something on the label for a while just to hear some of the stuff, and this popped up online for a really good price. It was a bit of a spur of the moment purchase. I just did it, but I thought with a name like this, I couldn't pass it by. La Nuit de Griots, so obviously the night of the griots. So this is Malian music. It's a live 2 LP recording. I thought to myself, this ticks all the boxes. It's in a wonderful package. 2 artists called Usman Sako and Yakare Diabite. It's probably butchering the titles. It was a really good price. It was an immaculate shape. I couldn't pass it by, really. So there's not much to show in the gatefold here, but I think I love that cover. But this is, basically it's a guy playing Malian guitar, or playing acoustic guitar. He's from Mali. It's not a Malian guitar, and vocals and percussion. But in this really beautiful space in Le Havre in France. And yeah, it's I guess it rained. I can tell that these are all folk songs, or I imagine they have really interesting stories, but I don't understand what they're talking about. But yeah, really haunting, really beautiful, really soft, beautiful percussion, and just her vocals absolutely soar through the speakers. It's a really beautiful, intimate recording. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there's a massive downpour of rain outside. We had a big thunderstorm here last night. I was meant to be going out for a run after filming this video, but it's probably not going to happen now. Anyway, so that's the last one. Really happy. Well worth checking out. This is available on YouTube. I think you can check out some tracks. It took me initially, I was put off slightly by the vocals, but once I got my head into it, I really enjoyed it. Really cool. So check out the Akora label. There's lots that they've put out, but they're generally seen as a high watermark in ethnographic music, I guess. So that's something I can recommend. So there we go. Cool stuff. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Again, these are all sort of genre related, but if the next one I put up will probably be jazz, and then I've got a modern classical sort of rock one. I mean, what a cover! Look at that. Obviously done a hit or a kill on the dock. It's really raining outside. There we go. Alright guys, thank you again for watching. Cheers. That's it.